What's up, Cows Gang? I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, aka Boss Daddy, and I'm here to talk about this up situation right here. Now, I want you to take a look at this man right here, 68-year-old Richard Ferguson out of Central Florida, right? He has stage 4 prostate cancer. What? He is found guilty of manslaughter.
Oh no!
Because his 15-year-old son. You can't make this up. Back in 2023, the 15-year-old son with his friends in the car flew down the street, ran a stop sign, and killed 3 innocent children.
Damn!
And a grandmother. What? I want y'all to understand, Cows Gang, that allegedly, father said he could drive the car. Allegedly, he gave him the keys. And allegedly, you know, he told him go on and go wherever he's gonna go. Now the father saying, I didn't give him the keys, I didn't give permission, he drove on his own. Now, what's fucked up behind this is the fact that you have 3 innocent kids and a grandmother who's not here today because of this unfortunate situation. This happened back in 2023. And Sabrina Hernandez, that's the mother of those 3 children and the daughter of the grandmother, she says, absolutely no human experience that compares to the pain of losing a child. A loss, she says, she endured 3 times over.
Truth is what it is.
And she also says, I will miss out on every experience, everything a parent should not have to miss out on. Hernandez said, they should be burying me, not the other way around. I definitely agree with that. And you know, always said, depending on what the child does, the parents should be liable for it. Now, father is definitely adamant, saying he didn't give him the keys, he didn't do all this. But you have one of the friends who was in the car with the team that said he did know he was gonna drive. He told me he could drive. Can't make this shit up. Now, I'm gonna go back to 2023 video when it first happened. And then we're gonna lead up to 2026 with the guilty verdict. Check it out.
There is an investigation tonight into a crash in Osceola County. It killed a grandmother and her 3 grandchildren in Poinciana.
The crash happened last night at Laurel and San Miguel Road. The Florida Highway Patrol says the car the grandmother was driving was hit by a 15-year-old who sped through a stop sign. News 6 reporter Catherine Silver has new details about the call for changes to be made in the wake of this tragedy.
The scene here is devastating as you look at the debris scattered across the ground. This is the outcome. A mother and father have lost their children and a grandmother. This community says it never should have happened in a place where changes need to be made. There's a growing memorial on the corner of San Miguel Road and Laurel Avenue in Poinciana, where Florida Highway Patrol say a speeding driver ran a stop sign Sunday night, striking a family in their car.
I heard something really loud smashing.
Michelle Torres ran to help, talking to the driver in this Impala.
Assessed him, took his pulse, calmed him down.
A witness to the accident and the aftermath.
I watched those men and those brave cops do compressions.
Florida Highway Patrol says 4 people died, the 50-year-old woman driving the car that was hit and her 3 grandchildren, the youngest just 1 year old. Their grandfather in the passenger seat was hurt along with the 4 teens in the other car. Troopers say the driver responsible is 15.
Florida law says you have to have a 21-year-old licensed valid driver in the front right passenger seat.
Why he was behind the wheel and what charges he could face are among the questions FHP will answer.
Just like you tell your child not to get, in a vehicle if someone has been under the influence, don't get into a vehicle with an unlicensed driver.
As they investigate, the community is calling for change.
So I want y'all to understand, Cows Gang, his 15-year-old son is the one that caused the deadly crash. He had a permit but didn't have a driver's license. His friends got in the car when nobody licensed, and he's locked up now. He plead guilty and he get out at 19. He's in juvenile, so he'll be able to still live his life. Now let's fast forward to the court hearing where one of his friends who was in the car in the crash basically said the father knew he was driving the car. Gave him permission. Check it out.
Developments in the deadly Poinciana crash that killed 3 children and their grandmother.
Opening statements began this morning in the trial of the father of the teenager behind the wheel that night. West 2 Spencer Tracy live at the Osceola County Courthouse this afternoon with the very latest. Spencer.
Nancy, it was an emotional first day in the courtroom. The victims' families were there holding back tears, and we also heard from multiple witnesses, including the 3 teens that were in the car with Mr. Ferguson's son, as well as the grandfather, who was the only one to survive in that other car. This shows the moment of impact, and a Poinciana family changed forever.
Had Mr. Ferguson not given his child permission to drive his vehicle with 3 other minor children in it, those 4 individuals would still be alive today.
Jurors are seeing the surveillance video of the crash that killed 3 children and their grandmother, as the father of the teen driver now awaits his fate.
We're here today because of tragedy caused by a young child who decided to not listen to his parents.
68-year-old Richard Ferguson is charged with 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter after prosecutors say he allowed his son to take the car the night of the crash. His attorney says he did not.
Mr. Ferguson never gave his son permission to take that car.
In court, the family of the victim sat just feet away, holding back tears as multiple witnesses took the stand, including the 3 juveniles who were in the car with Ferguson's son.
Was his dad around when you guys got in the car?
He was sitting in the garage telling us to buckle up and stuff.
And do you know, did he take the keys without permission, or did he get permission?
He got permission.
So you heard what one of the teen's friends said. He got permission. And that right there probably led to his downfall. I wonder what the son said. Did the son say, he told me I could drive the car? See, they never said that. But that right there, yeah, guilty.
The most emotional testimony came from Angel Hernandez, the grandfather and husband of the victims killed.
How many people were in that vehicle?
Me, my wife, and my 3 grandchildren.
He was the only one to survive and only remembers waking up to his loved ones gone.
I really don't recall much about the crash.
And as for Ferguson's son, he already has taken a plea deal and is in juvenile confinement. Now, as for Ferguson, the judge tells us that the case is expected to wrap up tomorrow, and that's where Mr. Ferguson will receive his verdict.
Now, I wonder how his son feel about this whole thing. And I'm gonna be truthful. What if he didn't give him permission? What if he didn't know about the keys? You know, people do lie. I wonder how the son feel about this. Do we feel guilty? Do we feel bad? Do we feel like, well, my dad told me that, I could drive it? Or do we feel like, hey, man, it is what it is? I do wonder. I do wonder. Now, let's fast forward the day when he, was found guilty, 2026.
An Osceola County father will spend decades behind bars for a deadly crash that claimed 4 lives. Richard Ferguson allowed his teenage son to drive without a license. That teen blew a stop sign and hit and killed a grandmother and her 3 grandchildren back in 2022. Channel 9 reporter JJ Burton joining us live outside the Osceola County Courthouse. And JJ, some really tough emotional testimony that you heard from both families today.
Yeah, both families, they were crying. It was sad for all involved. Now, we also heard from Richard Ferguson and his daughter. They talked about that they said that he's sorry, and the daughter asked the judge not to give him the maximum because he also has prostate cancer, stage 4 prostate cancer. However, the victim's family, they spoke as well, and they said they wanted the maximum. From the witness stand, and facing the family of the 4 victims and his family, 69-year-old Richard Ferguson read a letter he wrote.
I am truly deeply sorry for your loss, for your suffering, and for the permanent emptiness left in your life.
On September 3rd, 2023, Ferguson's then 15-year-old son, Rashard, ran a stop sign while driving his father's Impala. He crashed into Trinidad Hernandez's gray SUV. Hernandez and her 3 grandchildren, ages 1, 9, and 11, all died. Prosecutors say Richard gave his son permission to drive knowing he didn't have his driver's license.
If you gave your son the permission to back that car out, you did give your son the keys, did you not?
No, I did not.
Richard's daughter and niece spoke about what a good father he is and he made a mistake. And they also asked the judge not to give him the maximum because he has stage 4 prostate cancer. The mother of the 3 kids, Sabrina Hernandez, had this to say in response.
This man is still alive. Your guys' family is still alive. If you want to hug him, you can hug him. Guess what? If I want to hug my children, I have to hug a vase full of a pile of ashes that sit in my damn living room.
After the sentencing, Ferguson whispered to his family appeal as he walked out of the court. Ferguson's son, Rashard Ferguson, he is in the juvenile detention center, and he will stay there at least until he's 19 years old. Reporting in Osceola County, I'm DJ Burton, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
That is sad, unfortunate situation on both sides. And what do you think about that Couch Gang? Do you think that they gave him too many years? You know, maybe it's not his fault. Do you think maybe, you know, he should have got 5 years? What do you think about this? You know, what if it was your family on the other end and it was your mother and your 3 children who was gone because of a teenage driver who don't have a license flying down running stop signs? Would you feel the same way? He's getting too many years. Well, let's look at the comments on Facebook right quick, because you got some people saying, man, that's too much. He shouldn't get all that time. Let's check this out. The white dude, what he says is, I started driving at 8. Mail was a mile from our farmhouse. I would drive the 49 Ford truck from house to mailbox on the corner where 5 boxes were nailed. So mailman only made 1 stop in our section. It was a 49 Ford stick on the floor. Fun. Also drive tractors at 9 and 10, 11, 12. Then we moved to town. Dang it. Loved the driving. Back in 1952. This dude says he deserved another chance. He did it because he loves his son. And this white dude says, this is totally wrong. I've been watching the trial on TV. This white woman says, I got my learner's permit in Mississippi at age 14 and my driver license at age 15. Driver license examiner, state trooper, never made me go drive on public roads, just circle around the parking lot forwards and backwards. He never even put his shoes on, came out the building and rolled me in his socks. Man, there's a lot of people in here, and I'm to my white folks. This woman said I was 13 years old, my daddy started letting me drive alone. I even ran errands for him, job related. I'm 70 now, and I would not want my grandkids driving along in today's world at 15. Back in my day, there was not as cars on the road like today or disrespectful drivers. I hate it for this man. I think a lesser punishment will be suitable. What charges, if any, was the son given? Now, I'm not gonna read no more, because like I told you, and the reason why I'm saying like it's a white person and stuff like that, because I want you to understand that sometimes based off race, people have they mixed opinions. You already know that. Let's not play stupid out here. But surprisingly, these white folks saying that I drove a 9, I drove a 10, I drove a 15. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? So let me ask you, Couch Gang, does that change your perspective for the ones who think that he deserved 37 years? Do you think, well, you know, that is true. My mama drove at 14. I got my license at 16. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I never did, I never drove the car without somebody in the car that was licensed. I never did that. And my dad wouldn't let me drive the car by myself until I got my license. I will say that. My mom too. You know, this is definitely an unfortunate situation on both sides. But also got to think about, what if that was my grandmother? Or was that my 3 kids? I don't give a you 90 years old. I don't give a you got stage 6 lung cancer. I don't care if you got stage 8 prostate cancer. To be honest with you, I want to kill your motherfucking ass. I don't want you to do time in jail. So I'm just saying, what are y'all thoughts on this situation? But y'all already know what Mr. Palm want to know. When it comes to 68-year-old Richard Ferguson, stage 4 prostate cancer. I got to know, is he a victim or volunteer? I got to say prayers to the Hernandez family, and God bless you.